Hello friends, this is Cara-Renee with B.Reborn Art and Healing, coming to you with, this is a challenge over on Junk Journal Ideas and Inspiration Facebook group. I will put the link to the group in the description box so that you guys can check it out. Great group of a lot of positive energy and inspiration and kindness. So we're doing the 2022 Advent Calendar, which is basically there's been a prompt assigned to every day of the month. And so various people have grabbed those, and we're doing, we're providing some inspiration for this challenge. So I encourage you to follow along if you're so inclined. But today I am making I'm making altered paper clips. I'm actually doing two. It's going to be a super quick video because I have already prepped all of my pieces, but let me show you what we're going to do. So we're going to make a large one. I have never done this before where I've made one that is going to clip onto the side of a page, and so I'm going to show you how to do that. And then the second one is a smaller one that's going to paper clip to the top of a page. I do need to get my craft knife out here. Give me just a quick second here, because we will need to slit a hole in at one point in this process. So I'm just getting my foam out and ready. I apologize for the shadows and such. I'm leaving the window open because it is snowing outside and it's magical, so I can peek out there to my left and see the snow coming down. It's not sticking or anything, but it's really beautiful to look at. So let's get going. So what I have done, and what you can do, is determine the size that you want your hidden paper clip to be. And then obviously that is the size that you will cut your papers down to. And then you're going to follow what I'm doing here. I didn't ink this little sentiment. Let me do that really quick. I like to have mine kind of frilly and have a little bit of lace. I have to have lace in just about everything I do. So basically what I did is I just took a piece of paper and I just again decided what size I wanted my paper clip to be. I wanted this one to be fairly wide so that it can really hold very, very well anything that's tucked into this. And then you want one piece that is bigger and one piece that is smaller. As you can see, I've got that going on here. And the reason for that is because the paper clip is actually going to be secured in here, and so it's going to be completely invisible. Now we might put, you know, on this one I think I will have it be completely invisible. You can poke a hole. Well, you're going to poke a hole anyway, but the paper clip can either stay completely inside of this, or it can peek out where you can put, you know, some seam binding or lace or whatever you want to kind of have it have a little bit of decoration. So it's been a little while since I've done one of these, so I'm hoping that I remember how to do it. So yeah, I know what I'm doing. I just needed a moment. So regardless of whether you or not you have that sticking up, you do need to cut a hole in this top piece. So we're going to make a little bit of a slit sort of in the middle here and about the width of the paper clip. So that's the idea there. So I'm going to go ahead and just pop this out, and I'm going to measure how long this is. The dimensions are not important for the instruction here, but I want you guys to be able to see how, well, I can't really, I'm terrible at trying to figure out dimensions, so I'm going to just I spy it by just looking at this, and I might put my ruler here just to help me along a little bit, because it's 5 and a little bit more than a quarter, so 5 1/4. So I think I'm going to do it about right here. And again, doesn't need to be perfect. So I'm going to grab my craft knife, and I'm just going to make a little slit here. Hope you guys can see that okay. And I'm just going to make it about the width of the paper clip. And then you're going to understand why here in just a moment. So there we go. Move that out of my way. And then we're done with that for now. And then basically what you're going to do is your paper clip is going to go on the big piece, and this is my front in this case, but with these hidden paper clips you have both sides are pretty, so you guys can decide which way you want it to do it. So I'm going to put this on so that the longer side is on the back. So like so. And the smaller one is on the front. And I'm again centering that. We will be able to play around with this and make sure that we've got it nice and in the middle here in a moment. So then you're just going to slide that paper clip through that slit, and then you're just going to kind of I spy it and go, oh, does it look straight? Does it look like it's in the middle? It looks pretty good right there. And you know what? I am going to leave that out. I'm going to leave that out so that we can put some sari silk or something on there. So then what you're going to do is very carefully, you're going to go ahead and lift this up, and you're going to put glue. Let me turn this. Sorry, guys. You're going to put glue on this whole area and then extra glue on here. So I'm going to use my Fabri-Tac because it's my preferred glue. So I'm just going to go ahead and get a bunch of glue just on the main part of this paper. And I do apologize if you hear music in the background. My husband is putzing around and listening to some music on the TV. So I turned it down a little bit, but I don't want to steal his joy. So there we go. And then I'm going to also put a little bit on here just for extra assurance, and then more around the paper clip. Whoops, just moved. And I like to use the Fabri-Tac because I have room, I have time to move it because that paper clip just moved. So I'm going to go ahead and close this, and I'm going to pick it up again just to make sure that we didn't move anything too terribly bad. And then I'm going to pull that paper clip up a little bit because we lost a little bit of that height. And then I'm just going to work at just pressing this down. You have to be a little bit more patient with Fabri-Tac because it takes a little longer to set, and you don't want to cause a problem. So while that is getting dry, and before we turn it over and do the same on the other side, I'm going to go ahead and sorry, I just remembered what I wanted to do. Hang on. Thank you for Fabri-Tac. I'm going to pull this up. I wanted to put lace under there. So there we go. We're good because we've got Fabri-Tac going on. So pardon me while I get my lace in place. Goodness gracious. So I've got this beautiful lace. This is like the last of it. I've got just a little tiny bit. It's one of my favorites. So I'm going to kind of center it here on this sort of, if I can. It's kind of an odd shape in terms of like the scallops are not going to line up and stuff like I usually like them to be. So I'm going to put, let me figure out how far in I want this to be. I just want it to hang out, so I think maybe about here. So I need to pull that back just a little bit more. And I'm just going to put glue again all the way in here. And we can worry about the bottom part here in a moment. So there we go. So we're just going to stick this in here, and then I'm going to move it so that it's even on each edge there. Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. Beautiful. Yep, there we go. So there we go. I probably need to put a little bit more glue here because we are putting it on this lace that is fairly porous. So I'm just going to dab a little bit more on. This is getting more and more complicated by the moment, it feels. There we go. Grab a paper towel here so that I don't get my fingers all sticky. Just going to give that a push. Sorry about that missing piece. There we go. Awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and get my scissors and just trim this little bit of lace off this edge here. Hopefully do that without too much incident. There we go. Well done. So look at that. Just a little bit of sparkly beauty. And then we're going to put this sentiment on the front, and then we're going to turn it over and do the other side. So I don't want this whole piece, so I'm going to actually glue it to, I'm going to glue it, you know what, maybe I do want the whole thing, because then I don't lose that. No, I just want it to be the width of the sentiment, so I'm just going to grab a piece of parchment here really quick. And I'm going to glue this sentiment directly on my lace. So I'm going to use my Fabri-Tac. So yeah, I mentioned in another video, well, by the time you see, I'm filming early, finally trying to get ahead of the game, but as of the day of this filming, we just put up our tree, and again, you guys will be seeing this a long ways away from that, and today the kids are coming over to decorate the tree with us, the grandkids, which is always fun. So it's been a fun little weekend. We've enjoyed, my husband and I have enjoyed being together and just putzing around, getting stuff out, deciding where we want things. And he pulled out all of his mom's stuff, which I didn't even know he had. And she passed, it'll be 2 years in April. And so she'd had some really beautiful stuff that was just very unique to her style. And so we put some of that stuff out, which was really cool. So there we go. So that is our front of our little paper clip. So then we're going to turn this over and we're going to do the same on this side. So we're going to glue this shut. I'm trying to figure out my glue line here. I guess I could have put it on the, let me just finish this part, and you should put it on this part because then you can see actually where you need your glue to go instead of guessing like I was doing. Like that. And I'm going to probably reach behind me and get a piece of seam binding, or sorry, silk. There we go. And again, lots around that paper clip just to make sure that it's nice and secure there. And there we go. We're going to go ahead and give that a push as well. And while I'm holding that, I'm just going to reach behind me and get my sorry silk. I don't know what color we want. I don't want a real pinky color necessarily. We'll see. We'll see what we've got here. I do have my own seam binding too that I dyed, so maybe we'll grab that. It's kind of a pretty variegated. I just did it with acrylic ink, coffee and acrylic inks. There we go. So let's go ahead and put our sorry silk on. Yeah, the green will be fine because we've got this greenery. I think that'll be nice. I'm going to cut it a little long because I actually want to do a bow on the side. But again, you would not have to have that stick out. In fact, you wouldn't even have to have the slit. If you didn't want the slit, you could completely just hide that in there and nobody would even know it's a paper clip. But I really like to be able to add these little bits of beautiful trim and stuff. So I'm just going to tie that. I'm being gentle because the Fabri-Tac is not dry and I don't want to move anything. So I'm just going to tie that in a bow. Sorry, off camera guys, like so. And I'm actually going to keep that bow pretty big. I may as well just use what I had. I always cut more than I need. So there we go. There's our little hidden paper clip. I wonder if we can get it to go in anymore. Oh, we can. So it's still a little bit not set in there. So, but that's what that looks like. Super easy. Whoops, upside down. Super easy. And then what's going to happen, I don't know why this is so open, maybe because it's big. I've never done one this big, so let me grab a piece of paper just to show you what it would look like on a page. I've got some file folder here. Hold on. Boy, that was silly. Just got a piece of an old file folder. So basically what it's going to do, it's going to go on a right side page and then it's just going to clip on here. And then you could tuck things in here behind it too. And it's very stable. I print on 65-pound paper, so that's my preferred weight of paper because everything is very thick and stable. So that is the first one. And then the second one is going to be very simple. In fact, I might try to not cut the hole on this one just to show you guys what that looks like. So I've already inked everything up here, and I wanted this to be the front with the writing going the right direction, like so. And so if we didn't do that, then what we would do is we would still just put our paper clip on, and again, the long part to the back, like that. You could use a small paper clip on this size of a hidden paper clip, totally up to you. And then you're just going to put this over. The thing I don't like about it is see how it's going to stick up, which is fine. I mean, that doesn't look bad. In fact, we're going to go with that, but that's not what I would normally do, because if I slit the hole, I can make that flush with this other piece, but we're going to just go with this. It's just going to be more delicate because we have to make sure that nothing moves, because we don't have that paper clip to hold it. So here we go. There we go. So I'm just going to close that up really quick and give that a good press. I probably should have used a small paper clip, because the paper clip is actually going to pretty much the base of this, which is it's not really a problem, it's just very different. I'm just going to fudge that just a little bit. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and do it on the other side as well. And again, just going to put glue all over the smaller piece, because then you don't have to guess where your glue needs to be. And give that a good press as well. Okay, like so. Now, that being said, probably what I'll do is, oh, that's upside down now. Interesting. That's that. Yeah, so I guess it doesn't really matter, but I would put some kind of a sentiment or something on the other side too, but I was just focusing on the making of this, the construction for you guys. This is not my idea, and it's all over YouTube, but my day was to do hidden paper clips, so that's what we're doing. Okay, so I'm going to do a little cluster on this one, I thought. So I've got some vintage paper here, some from a children's book. So I'm going to tear that down a little bit. It's a little bit too big. Hard to get a hold of, little pieces. And we're going to go ahead and ink that up. And I like that. Not really care for the word meat in there, but we'll deal with it. There we go. And then I'm going to ink this up there too. This is a scrap of the JJII paper, and if you followed me at all, I use it a lot, especially in my mixed media projects. It talks about how she was determined to change and to make choices and do all that stuff. Just really encouraging strong language about journey and things like that. So don't have much going on here, actually. Usually I have a little bit more, so let's see how we want this to go. Simple is okay too, though. I'm just going to try to figure out how much of that doily I want. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and just cut that like so, and just kind of follow along this raggedy edge. Going to be inked up, so it'll be nice and layered. There we go. I love clusters, in case you didn't know that. So if you ever want to you know, watch cluster videos, I have a whole playlist. So there, we've got that. And then what was I going to do with this? Would actually be really pretty up top. Wouldn't that be pretty? And then we could put the cluster up there too. Let's see. I don't want to cover up the lace though and make it too bulky. So what was I going to do with the lace? I don't know. That's okay. Go ahead and ink this up. I just cut a circle with one of the flowers. I thought that would be a good kind of focal image for this. I want this though. I want it. We could put it on the bottom, but that kind of looks weird. And we're probably already glued. Pretty solid. Oh, nope. Let's do that. Let's do it. I'm going to slide some glue in there. I love my lace, so we're going to do it. I'm just going to go down far enough to get my lace in there, and then we can glue the bottom of it. So I'm just going to slide this in, hopefully, gracefully. Oh, come on. Come on. I think I didn't open it quite enough. This was way more fussy than I had intended, you guys. I'm so sorry. So I'm just gonna pull that. Yeah, that looks to be about right though, except it's not even. So I'm gonna pull this side up like so. Let's kind of look at it. That looks really good. It's not quite. Let's see if I can fudge it over just a little bit. Oh, that's the wrong way. This way. There we go. Yeah, that'll do. So let me just, oh, that's going to be weird though, because it's going to, it's going to hide hiding those corners that I made, which is a bummer. But we're done it. We've done it now. We're committed. So I'm just going to trim that lace off. Oh, and a little bit of the paper apparently. It's okay. It is okay. So that is beautiful. I love it. This is, I'm actually making these for my Christmas journal. I haven't decided if I'm going to do a couple of smaller journals or one large journal. I'm not sure. It's going to be a giveaway because that's what I do. That's what I love. But I haven't quite decided what I want to do. So let's go ahead and get this inked up just a little bit. This is a coffee dyed doily that I made. Oh, that's so pretty. I need to ink this edge though. There we go. Okay, let's get this down. Just going to use the Fabri-Tac since I have it out. I want to make sure the cluster's not too overwhelming though, because it'll bulk things up. So I think this was going to go on next. Yeah, that'll work. I don't know how it got off. I had cut that to fit, but it's okay. Probably because I flipped the doily over so I had the right side up. So that's okay. I'm gonna just kind of go with it like that. And then we're gonna put, I feel like this is too big now and maybe not the right thing at this point. So I'm gonna grab my little basket here of my scraps and see if I can see something that feels better, like a piece of music paper or something. So give me just a quick second here. I don't want script and script, that would be redundant, but I tend to not save the tiny bits of music paper because it's so fragile. And as you can see, like I'm fishing through this and I'm not seeing a whole lot, but we will keep on looking, or we will grab a book from the drawer if I don't find one. Very strange. Oh, here's some. Stuck in the back. Bigger scrap, apparently. So let's see. This is from a French book. So we don't want much. We want it to be smaller than that, so I'm just going to tear this down. I like those words at the top, though. I don't know if I'm going to be able to retain them or not. Yeah. I'm just going to ink that up. And we are just about done. So I hope you guys will hop on over to Junk Journal Ideas and Inspiration on Facebook. It is the Facebook group. I'm actually an administrator over there. It is run by Mandy from Sunflowers and Doors and Justine from House of Mahalo. So phenomenal ladies. You will love them if you don't already know them. I'm looking for one more piece of this because I want more underneath that. So let's see if I've got one in here. This is my basket of textile stuff that's been weeded out somewhat. but I don't know if I have that lace. I'm going to pull my other little container of the tiny, tiny bits. It's still snowing. So cool. So it's this lace here. This would maybe be better. Maybe. I'm just doing a lot of nothing here. Okay, well, I'm not going to cut off of the big stuff, so I have to make this work, which is fine. It's just fine. So we could actually do that. That would be really pretty. Or we could go like that. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time thinking. Yeah, I think I'll go sideways. And I'm covering up meat because I don't really care to see that. When you're using book pages, you do want to make sure you check your text. Make sure it's not something offensive for, you know, what you're using it for. There we go. I think I need a little more glue. I moved that up. There we go. Okay, we'll get our little piece of music paper on there too. That lace is going to bulk it up somewhat, but as I've mentioned before, I always allow for that bulk in my journal by making my signatures bigger. So it's kind of weird that that grandfather is standing up, but kind of strange, especially for me. Okay, and then we've got a little floral little flower here, so we'll get that on. Probably need to grab a sentiment. Let me just reach and grab my sentiment drawer. I thought I had done all this, you guys. So sorry. It needs to be fairly small because it's a little paper clip. So, oh, we could do cozy. That's a little word. Let's do that. It already has some really dark trim on it, so I'm going to just trim that off because it's a little bit too bold for me. And there we go. We're going to ink this up and we will be done. Sorry this is taking so long. It was not supposed to be a 25-minute video, but you know, it is what it is. Let's get this glued on. There we go. Let's get that flower on there kind of in this corner. And then our little sentiment. So tempted to put another piece of lace under it, but we're already bulky. So gotta stop with the layering. So I'm just gonna kind of put this actually like right here, like that. And there we go. There is our paper clip. And it's the same as the other deal, where you're going to have your, this is the page top, and it's just going to slide on there like that. Oh, we got a little bit of glue stickage there, and then it just slides down. So really, really beautiful. So guys, thank you so much for stopping by, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.